Hey guys, welcome back to Grab Your Brew. And if you're new, welcome. Please like and subscribe. This week we have a very special guest. She's not going to be on camera, but she's going to be on microphone. So I'm going to introduce Deborah.
Hello, hello, hello.
And this week she's going to be joining me for her special request, which was the Codex Gigas, aka the Devil's Bible. So go ahead and grab your brew and join us for this conversation. The Devil's Bible is the world's largest preserved manuscript. Like worldwide, is the world's largest manuscript. And it is from the Middle Ages. It was created in the 13th century. Is that the part that you already knew?
Yes, yes.
Okay. So it was created in the 13th century. Experts believe that it's 600 plus pages and it is written and illuminated by hand. Imagine writing 600 pages by hand.
One person.
So it says. You got to get into it. Now, it was supposed to be written by hand by one monk to save his life. So according to legends, it was a Christian monk. I thought all monks were Christians, but apparently not. I was wrong on that. The more we know. So he broke his vows. That's why he had to write the book. Now, he was sentenced to be walled in. Do you know what walled in is?
No.
Walled in is, and this will make you look at a lot of historical buildings differently.
Okay.
What they would literally do is have a very small tiny room or a very small space, give them rations of food, and wall them up. They would brick them into the wall till they would starve or dehydrate. And to this day, if you take apart like some of these historical buildings, there's skeletons in the wall.
Oh my goodness.
But it makes you think though, where when you say like you've got skeletons.
Wait a minute, but what about that where's Waldorf?
He's in the wall. But they would call this Waldorf, or it would be called an entombment. It was a form of imprisonment, and unfortunately, in that century, it was ridiculously common. But for a monk to receive that kind of punishment, he had to have broken the vow of chastity, which means the Christian monk did the giggity with somebody.
And I remember that because I remember and saying that he said, wait a minute, I could do this. And that's when he decided he was going to write that Bible.
Well, there's two myths about it. We're going to go over the first myth first.
Okay.
So the imprisonment would usually be until death in the enclosed space, such as walls, bridges. So when you're driving across historical bridges, just think there could be somebody walled
in
up
the walls.
But I'm wondering if maybe in a past life I was walled, and that's why I
was.
I am claustrophobic, and I have no reason to know why I'm claustrophobic, but I am terrified of being buried alive.
I had this dream that how do you call that? Like a dream that would come, and it would be me and in this little like chicken cage, and like a forest, and it would be my brother sitting there with me, but he would just be like, you know how like almost like a doll, like you keep like trying to touch them or keep trying to wake them up, and like they're not moving. He wasn't there at all, and that was like every night I found we were in, and it was just me and that one brother. Mind you, I have 23 brothers and sisters, but it was just that one brother.
23?
Yes, I have 23 brothers and sisters.
Your daddy was a gigolo.
Yes, he was. What they call that, Rolling Stone. And we would be in a forest, and all the different kind of bugs. That's why I don't like bugs, or I don't like any kind of
like escape.
Yes, you can't. Yes, and I can't wake him up, and I'm just like in this little thingy, and until I can wake myself up.
Yeah.
Type situation.
That's great. Did he ever have the dream?
Even when I asked him about it, he never had any kind of recollection of it.
It would have been weird if he'd had the same dream.
But that's not the only thing that we had in common together. It was this little bitty, the Lucky Charms guy.
Yeah.
We had one of those guys that me and him saw that would actually like jump around our house and be like, shh, don't say nothing. Like, he would be.
I wouldn't either, but just leave me alone.
No, we thought he was a nice guy. We would laugh and play with him. And when we would laugh out loud, he'd be like, shh, be quiet. And yeah, he was just like, he was.
You should watch my video on the fairies.
Yeah.
It lists all like the different pixies and stuff that come into your house.
And then when I hear other people talk about that, I'm like, yeah, I've experienced that.
Yeah.
Like, and some people do experience it in an evil way, to where it's like a big, evil, happy smile, like evil face, like same depiction, same small little, but an evil face and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, I'm sorry to keep interrupting.
From what I researched, like I said, this form of punishment would be because he broke his chastity. And the monk pleaded for his life and promised the other monks, if they gave him one or more night to live, he would create this glorious manuscript with all human knowledge. Mm-hmm. How can you put all human knowledge into one book in one night? Not even one night. Like, it would take longer than a lifetime. Like, literally, somebody would have to continuously write.
They said he got to like one line and was like, I can't do this.
So in exchange for his freedom, the monks agreed, because they're like, he can't do this in one night. We'll just kill him tomorrow. We'll have more energy.
Yeah, let's have fun with this.
Yeah, we'll go ahead. We'll just break him in tomorrow, right? Mm-hmm. But they gave him the night to complete it. But of course, they expected him to fail and be walled up the next day.
Supposed to be walled?
He was supposed to be walled up. But when it came to the point where he's like, man, I can't do this. I already broke my vow of chastity, so can I pray to God? I was a monk doing the giggity.
He could have prayed to God.
But he didn't pray to God, did he?
No, he did not.
No, he didn't. This man prayed to the devil. And the thing is, what people fail to realize is when you make anything with the devil, you may get short-term gratification.
A happy meal.
Is his. So the devil delivered. And that's why the monk drew the picture of the devil on page 577.
You know what page it was on, girl?
I know what page it was on.
What?
And it's actually right next to. So this is why he was good. He put it right next to the picture of heaven as it's described in the Bible. But there's a lot more into this manuscript. It's not just a book. Because, when you make a deal with the devil will deliver. It's at the cost of what? But he does deliver. Because the devil
and he's going to benefit from it too.
So everything in this book is not actually evil. The book itself is. What's in there is not, because the Bible is actually in the book. But let me go into this. So in the manuscript that Lucifer helped this monk to do, he showed and he delivered, but again, at what cost? Well, let me tell you what's in this book, right? And I'll tell you what.
You went that fucking, I'm sorry. You went that deep.
You can swear. I swear on you all the time.
Okay.
You can read it on an online library.
I'm not going to do that.
I just want you to find out what the context was, because I don't play with that stuff. All right, so this book itself is 3 foot long.
Yeah.
It's 165 pounds, and it's allegedly made from 160 skins of a donkey. 160 donkeys. Allegedly. I'm not going to go near the book to find out. But the Codex Gigas is the world's largest manuscript from medieval times.
You remember when I was trying to explain to you, like, every book that book, like, touched hands, it, like...
We're getting to that. So it contains the Old Testament, the New Testament.
Really? All of it?
2 works of Josephus Flux. I don't know who that is. I will add the link below.
Oh, I know you will.
But it was just there's so much in here that we wouldn't find enough time for me to list everything. It does have the teaching of middle-age medicine. So
really?
It tells you how to heal
Excuse
people.
me, you guys, if you don't understand, she was talking about medicine. I'm sorry.
So it has medicine from the Middle Ages.
Mm-hmm.
And the book itself was called The Art of Medicine. Mm-hmm. And it's like teaching you. Because did you know, this is like, look at God. Have you ever been stung by a nettle? Nettle stings.
A what? Stoned?
Stung.
Oh.
Like nettle stung. Like you've ever stepped on a nettle? Or poison ivy?
No.
But you know what poison ivy is. And nettles are, I don't know if it's called something different in this country, but literally when you go past it, it'll like give like a stinging feeling. But anyway, poison ivy, do you know next to poison ivy always grows the leaf that if you wipe it on top of the poison ivy, it'll take it away?
No.
Yeah.
Always. No matter what, that leaf is right next to
it. They grow together because poison ivy has like
crazy.
I'll put the picture up on the screen for
everybody. Yeah.
It has like, it has like the weird shaping.
No, I never even knew what it looked like.
Yeah, it has like jagged shaping, but then there's another leaf that's like very soft touch, and it always grows next to it. So if you get stung by the poison ivy,
you just grab that and put it right on there.
Natural medicine.
Ain't that about nothing? And you got to tell me this, and you ain't even from here.
Right.
Ain't that that's crazy?
This is true. It did work. I tried it myself because I was getting a little congested.
Yeah.
Right. And remember, I saw that video on TikTok. I will attach this TikTok, but more.
For the win. I have been ill for weeks and weeks. I cannot shift it. And I just saw a TikTok of somebody that chopped an onion and put the slices on their chest with a hot water bottle on top, and it's an Amish remedy. I've just laid here for the past 20 minutes doing the same thing, and oh my god, I smell like I've just been dug up, but I can breathe again. So if you're feeling ill, get yourself over to Amish TikTok and have a look, because it worked for me.
Get an onion.
Yes.
Put heat on top of it. This person took. I put I filled the Ziploc bag and filled it with hot water, and it drew all of the mucus.
Natural vapor rub.
Natural.
A natural vapor rub.
So I like saying this because I like the song Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh my gosh! And those are the most evilest people in the world.
But that's what it's talking about here. So I told you it has like the medicine, and then it has the chronicles of the Bohemian calendar, the original calendar. Now, you were talking about, I know what you were talking about, so I'm going to do another video on that. I think you've got the two mixed up. Now, something does happen with the Queen.
Oh.
But what you're talking about, it was actually a jewelry piece that was transferred. Like, everybody wanted it because it was so rare, but ridiculously crazy stuff was happening to them. But now, during this being in the possession of this king, his wife miscarried multiple times. His children had night terrors. Slaves were dying.
Is this the Bible or the jewelry?
This is the Bible.
Oh, okay.
Slaves were dying left and right. And nobody, according to legend, nobody knew why. Could have been multiple things, but it happened one thing after another in possession of this book. Now, this book is now actually located. Now, this is what blew my mind. It's located in a library where it's under a glass case, because obviously the pages are so old, you can't read it online.
Yeah, you can't even touch it.
But it's not that far from CERN. Do you know what CERN is?
Of course.
And for the people that don't know what CERN is, if you have seen Stranger Things was based off of CERN, where they are basically trying to use this machine to go into parallel universes, study possession, all this kind of other stuff. But that's going to be another video. But It's mighty funny how the devil's Bible is in the same vicinity
as the CERN.
If you do want more on that, comment below. Describes how Herman, now Herman is the monk, was walled up and left to die from starvation. So that part's still the same. And he was pleading with the abbot.
Did he get away afterwards? After he presented this book, was he free?
Yeah, it was for his life.
So he was good after that. He was
good
like,
after he presented the
oh
book, yeah.
man.
But his soul, if he goes by the first legend, his soul was taken by Lucifer.
Yeah.
So he became a demon after that.
Oh, good.
That's what happens when you sell your soul to Satan. He doesn't just keep it in a little cage somewhere. You now are a minion to his devil army.
Oh my goodness.
So
I don't know how I would look as a devil. I'm too cute to be a devil.
I look better with wings. So the other version is he pleaded with the abbot and he granted him 1 year to do it. Right? Now, a year makes more sense logically that he could write it in a year. To me, a year is still too short. To me, it would have taken...
What, the Bible, the book?
The book. The theory is that with the book, that the second theory is that he gave them a year instead of 24 hours.
No.
But the Codex continues to perplex people, even to the most experienced historians, because experts, they just don't know the answer to how the book was composed, because there's no imbalance.
If you go on that show Histories of the Bible or on the History Channel, they will show you. I've seen where they had all these different scientists, 3 different scientists looking at this book, trying to find out if it was different handwritings.
Well, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All of this did happen in one night.
Well, that's what they're saying, that mainly because there's no imbalance in the book, and the comprehensive attention to detail and its massive scope, mostly with no variations. The quality in the ink, because like, let's say I write you a sentence, and then I look at that same book, let's say, even 4 months away, and I write the same sentence again, the ink is going to be much darker than the ink above it, right? It's going to fade, the top ink is.
Yeah.
And they said that the uniformity very much suggests that it was created by just one person in a short period of time. However, specialists say that it would have been impossible to achieve, right? To do it all in one night. But so many specialists, more than 3, they've had hundreds of specialists over the years, handwriting, manuscript, scientists, all test this book. All of the ink is the exact same. All the handwriting is the exact same. So nobody wrote the book with him. It's the same exact handwriting.
Exact same person that did the whole book.
Same color ink throughout the. It's not like I picked up the same pen, because it's all the same level of fading.
Exactly.
Meaning, like, if I wrote one letter on one day, it's all going to stay the same.
Because I'm telling you this, I know this because when I first heard about this book, I even after the History Channel, I even went farther, because when I saw that one depiction of the devil that he put there, it just kind of took me. And like you said, I'm not into the dark stuff, but I do want to be knowledgeable, about it and stuff like that.
You got to learn the enemy.
Exactly. And so it took me there. It took me to where I wanted to know things. I wanted to figure out what in the world, and
the dumbest person in the room is the person that thinks they know everything.
Exactly. And so even though I had this need or wanted to know more, I did have this, okay, God, I need your protection.
Yeah.
I need your guide.
It's like I like to know about things, but Not at the risk of my... So what's your opinion on my findings?
Look, I thought that I knew a lot about that situation, but even when I was trying to tell you about that, the queen part and everything, I was in depth, looked kind of in depth in that, and I really believe that is the devil's Bible. I really believe people need to stay the muck away from that book. You know what I mean?
Well, they say when it was first placed into the library, there was a night guard there, and he was a security guard, obviously, and when everything was quiet and he left, he didn't know nothing about the book. To him, it's just a normal book, right? He's in the library, he's a security guard. And his encounter, now again, this is all he said,
allegedly,
she said, alleged, but he said, like, all pages of the book started to come out and started to circle around him. And when they found him, the library was in disarray, papers, books, everything, everywhere. And they found him under a table, out of his mind, like he was no longer coherent. So something terrified that man.
Yeah, I believe that stuff too.
I don't have proof of this. It is alleged.
And that's why I encourage everybody to understand and know God, so they'll know that when they're experiencing something like that, just call on the name of Jesus and rebuke it in the name of Jesus.
I told you, I'm very aggressive. Guys, go ahead and let me know what your opinions are. Do you believe in the first theory or the second theory? The scientists have proven that the first theory is not real, because the ink, totally different. But go ahead and tune in next week for another episode of Grab Your Brew. Thank you so much for tuning in to me. Please like and subscribe, interact, like all the buttons. Have an amazing week. Thank you.